that's left for me is here in this eternity of isolation, isolation.
So nice today. Wow, and who's this? We have a visitor. Hello. Hello. What are you doing? What have you got there, Paul?
My new work laptop.
Oh, it's for work, is it? Oh, Paul's cough's still not all the way better yet. But you've got medicine now. This is like an unboxing video with terrible lighting. Oh, actually, that's good, yeah. There you go. Oh, yeah. That's, oh, wow. Oh my god,
much?
you look like, that you're in the hot seat of, like, Mastermind.
Oh no.
Yeah. MSI, never heard that before. So, for the last, like, week, Paul's been needed to use my laptop for work. Which means I can't use it if he's on it. So Paul has invested in this purchase of a laptop for himself, even though he has a perfectly fine PC upstairs that he hasn't been using.
It's not perfectly fine the PC upstairs.
Is it not?
No, it's getting near to the end of its life.
Alright, then we should sell it then.
No, I think I could still use it as a TV.
It's not perfectly fine, I need a laptop. Oh, let's sell it then. No, I don't want to sell it. I need to keep it.
That's a media center.
I think we should sell it to recoup the costs of this extremely fancy laptop that you've bought. Look at
that, like little dragon.
beautiful. Is it? So it's a gaming laptop, really?
No.
Do you need a work laptop to be that good? That really seems a bit excessive. Oh god. Wow, it's so fancy.
I mean, sometimes you just need a little bit of satin cloth that's monogrammed with the computer brand.
Yeah, everyone needs that. Of course you do. Well, I'm very happy for you, and I'm happy that I have my laptop back anyway. So enjoy.
I'm sure it will. Thank you.
Paul's testing out his new computer, and it's looking a bit crazy right now. Oh! Again? Yeah. Crow tree. Oh, they've gone quiet. Oh. Oh well. All the poop on the ground. Getting our walk in. Kind of not as nice today, but still not too cold.
I looked at the little toy crossbow so we could do some indoor crossbow games.
Indoor crossbow games? Wow. People leaving rubbish. Baddies. On this nice river. Aww. Trees haven't started to grow their leaves back yet. But if we ever need garlic, you can just come down here. What's that bird? Oh, cute. Amazing. Okay, this is a nature lesson. British nature lesson. UK poisonous plants lesson. Are they poison? No, not poisonous, they're edible. Anyway, we have stinging nettles. Some countries don't have them. So they're these little ones down here. And they've got little spikes on them that you can't really see. And if you touch them, they break off. And they get this irritating chemical into your skin and it causes a rash. And some people can be allergic to it. It's like a less bad version of poison ivy. So we have that, but then there's this plant that grows near it that you can rub on the rash that helps to soothe it, and it's called a dock leaf. and these are over here. This one, that's a dock leaf. So you break them off and then rub it on and it helps the pain. We're trying to decide if this little hole is an old World War II Anderson shelter. Pardon? Some pretty... It's quite weak, really. It's so nice down here.
Oh, it's starting to rain. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. It's kind of the end of the day for me now. Me and Paul got back from our walk a little while ago, but my phone died while we were out, so that was why the footage changed from nice stuff to sort of upright, lower quality footage, because Paul was filming on his phone. Now Paul's in bed. I'm just sitting at home watching Star Trek. And I had a couple of thoughts of the day. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to articulate them as well as I want to, because I don't write scripts or anything for these videos. But I was having this one thought that's been, I can't get out of my head for the last couple of days. And that thought is that despite the fact we know and we've been told that staying at home and following the rules of the lockdown completely is the best thing to do to save the lives of people who could contract the virus and to reduce the pressure on our health system, because we have a nationalised health system, and it's meant to be free at the point of use, so it can't be overwhelmed by a huge influx of sick people, because we don't have the facilities to cope with that. So I understand that. I think basically everybody understands that, that we should do our absolute best to live within the rules. But I was thinking, just from a purely like technical standpoint, because it's quite extreme, the level that the rules have come to now, or is it legal? Is it actually legal for the government to say you're not allowed to leave your house unless it's for one of 4 reasons, and you're not allowed to visit other people at their houses, also on private property? That's not a valid reason to leave your house. Is that legal? Is that too far? And that was the only thing I was really thinking about, because that's the only thing I've been wanting to do. But there's actually a lot more going on that's been banned that hasn't affected me personally, but just because it's not affected me personally doesn't mean it's not important. So, like, people gathering in public for any reason has been banned. You're not allowed to be in public with more than 2 people. Well, 2 people in total, so you and one other person. And I was like, maybe it is literally legal from the government in terms of like English law or Scottish law, I'm not sure, because there's a slight difference, and I'm not a lawyer. But there's human rights law, which is a different thing. And I think that this might not technically be legal within human rights law. And I don't know what's going to happen with that, if anyone's going to bother chasing it up, because it's we're trying to just do the right thing for the country, and for saving lives. But there's a few, I looked it up, I did a bit of research, and there seems to be a few specific parts of human rights law which it does actually, like, contradict. So the first one is a human right. We have human rights within the UK. There's a second human rights bill, which is from the EU, but we don't have that anymore, as far as I understand. We might still have it temporarily, but I'm talking about the UK right now. One of them is a human right to liberty, which is freedom, the right to leave your house and go wherever you want. We don't have that anymore. One of them is the freedom to assembly in public, which is like about protesting and things like that. But the right and freedom to assemble in public, we've lost that right as of right now. We've also lost the right to justice, which is a really important one. If anyone is involved in a crime, the courts have been suspended for the foreseeable future, which means there'll be people held in custody for indefinite periods and nobody's going to trial. And the last one, I'm trying to remember. Oh, freedom of religion. The freedom of religion, because the churches are closed, weddings have been cancelled, and in some countries funerals have been cancelled. In this country they've actually not. I think that was them trying to attempt to maybe not entirely contravene freedom of religion. But you're only allowed 5 people. But yeah, so actually multiple human rights are being infringed through the lockdown. And I've just been thinking about it. It's a difficult time. It's a difficult situation for everybody that's involved in it. And I think if there's some people who are thinking, I don't want to take these rules that seriously because I think that they're going too far. Maybe they're not wrong. Maybe they are too far. I just think it's worth thinking about. I'm not saying I'm right or they're right or anything. I just think it's like an interesting thing to think about. Should we always 100% do exactly what the government says and just take it for granted that they're doing the right thing? I don't know. It's interesting anyway. I'm just saying, basically, I'm not judging anybody. If there's somebody who, has found a tiny loophole or they're pleading ignorance about not understanding the rules because they're so complicated, I'm not judging those people. I don't think that's useful. I think people are generally good and they're generally doing their best to follow the rules. And I'm really interested to see if anybody, especially in America, because they're really intense about suing people, if anybody over there wants to take the government to court about an infringement of their human rights and their liberty. So it'll be interesting to see when this is all over. But yeah, anyway, that's what I was thinking about today, and I'll come back and see you tomorrow. Bye!
The next day.
Good morning. So, I'm going to sort the kitchen out now. But yeah, there's been some updates this morning. The Edinburgh festivals have all been cancelled now, so the Fringe is actually cancelled, which is good because so many millions of people come to that every year, and that would be super dangerous to bring all those people around town. So that's cool. Also, I'm just generally quite excited because I'm not the Fringe's biggest #1 fan. I don't like Underbelly. I don't like how expensive it is. It becomes unaffordable for regular people in Edinburgh to go out at that time of the year. It's crowded. They pollute really badly. There's flyers everywhere that just like litter, and like the tattoo happens and then there's loads of soldiers around and they're just like arseholes, to be honest. If you've ever been in Edinburgh on a night out in a nightclub during the festival, you'll have met those guys and you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and the book festival, the book festival have never hurt anyone. I feel sorry for them, but they're cancelled too. So yeah, I'm just gonna start the kitchen out. I'll give you a little before and after because it's like getting a bit out of hand. Yeah, and I was thinking a bit about what I said last night about like how the rules are a bit intense and like I'm not trying to be judgmental. I think the reason I felt the urge to say that was because so many people are online being so judgmental. It's like everyone's come up with these weird rules that they're like, this is the best way to do it. No, this is the best way to do it. This is the best way to do it. Like, wear gloves, don't wear gloves. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. And they're so grumpy and they're going for each other online. And I hate it. The more I see it, the more I hate it. I'm like, oh my god, can you just stop and like let people do what they want to do? Like, you don't know what you're talking about. None of us are, nobody I know is a infectious diseases specialist. So, you know, just shut up. Right? I don't like it. The way I see it, you've got two choices, right? You've got one choice, you can be paranoid and miserable and grumpy and like a complete germaphobe and do absolutely like 10 times more than they're telling you to do and just be really ridiculous about it. Or your other choice is to just do your best to do what they say and be happy, smile, and get on with your life. Just get on with your life. Stop being crazy about it on Facebook and WhatsApp and oh my god. Everything. And celebrities, they need to stop. The celebrities need to stop too. But yeah, I've been spending too much time online because I'm so bored. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to this kitchen and then I'll come talk to you guys later. Bye! Okay guys, welcome to Dish Mountain. We have no bowls left. These are clean. These are not clean. Yeah, it's a bit of a situation. That's just our spices and like an onion. And the state of this, Paul doesn't clean the hob. So yeah, living room's fine. I'm gonna do this. I'll show you my progress. Alright, that's me done. Dun, dun, dun. Nice and clean. Clean that. Cleaned that. Here we go. Now I can chill. Daphne? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's our juice bag. Yeah? Are you showing me? Hey, sweetie. Hello. Hello, pretty kitty. This is where we keep our juice outside so it's cold. Hey, darling. You're so cute. Oh, speaking of cute little cats, Rachel just got a kitten with her boyfriend Elliot. And they've named him Noah. And he's a Maine Coon. So I asked her to send me some videos of him playing because he's so cute. So I'm going to put them in now. So here's some kitten cam from Rachel and Elliot.
okay?
My mum sent me a little clip too, just an update of how she's doing at home and how the little plants are going that we planted together on Mother's Day. So I'm going to pop that in now.
So this is my little video for Katie. This is my workstation right here. And I'm very, very busy looking at different Easter crafts because that's important. I'm important, not really. And here's the seeds we planted a week ago, just over a week ago. That's what they are. Gotta see. That is those. And they're really pretty, and there's lots of them, but they're really skinny, so that's a bit of a worry. And they're watered. And over here, I've got these. These are delphiniums, and they actually haven't started to grow yet. Don't know why, but they're fine. Over here, they're happy. Tomatoes growing nice and big, almost ready to put on. Oops. And this is my monster plant. He's quite happy. And that's the garden. And the bird and the squirrels ate all the Fruit Loops I put out in the garden. And that's Kitty's earrings, if anybody wants to buy any earrings. That's right. House over here. And then this is the house. And there's someone wanting in. Over here. He's only been out for about 2 minutes. There you go. Charlie, you coming in? In you come. And nothing more exciting today. Just at our house. Bye, Katie.
Hello. So we're making one of my favourite dinners tonight. It's called Uncle Benito's. And I discovered this through my friend Victoria, who I believe discovered it through one of her friends. And what it is burritos. Except instead of cooking the rice yourself, you use Uncle Ben's. That's why it's called Uncle Benito's burritos. And we make them vegetarian because they're really delicious without the meat in them, but you can add meat to them, and I've done that before, and that's really good too, or you can add a meat substitute. But I'm going to show you how I do those. They're a really good, cheap meal, and you get vegetables in them, and yeah, so I'm going to show you. Alright, so these are my beans all seasoned up. So what I usually do is I go to the shops to sort of tin beans department, and sometimes they have like mixed taco beans already as a thing, so they're pre-seasoned in a tomato sauce, but there's been a bit of a bean shortage recently, and these are also pretty good. So it's a 3-bean salad, which is pretty delicious. So we get them, take all the water out, and then add passata instead. So I've just like added some passata in, and then all my seasonings. So I've got a mixture of different seasonings here, you can see them all kind of lined up. So I have added today American barbecue, chipotle chili powder, smoked paprika, garlic granules, a little bit of this, which is Worcester sauce, a little bit of hot pepper sauce, and there was onion granules as well. Put them back. These onion granules. So I add them all in, and then I cook it down till the beans go kind of soft. Like really, not completely mushy, but nearly completely mushy. And then I need to prepare the rice and the garnishes. It's also good to add a little bit of sweetness in, so I've added a bunch of sweet corn in because they're a little bit sweet. And I also put a spoonful of honey in to give it a little bit of sweetness. Because if you get it with a pre-made tomato sauce, they add a bit of sugar to the recipe, but I've just bought the beans in water. So I'm trying to put a little bit back in. But if you don't want to do that, you can also just put in kind of a sugary sauce, like a barbecue sauce, a little squeeze of that, or a little squeeze of ketchup. And then that gets some of the sugar back into it again. But yeah, I'm excited for this. So I decided after I put this all together that I would put peppers in too, just to up the veg content, and Paul said he wanted some peppers earlier. So I don't always do this, but I've chucked some peppers in here too, and I'm going to cook them down with the beans, and that'll be delicious. And I also prepared 2 little avocados and a chopped tomato to make into a guacamole, so that's going to be really yummy. So this is what I'm doing with the guacamole. I've got my avocados, I've got my tomato, and I'm keeping it kind of simple. I don't like to put in a huge amount into the guacamole. So I've got a little tiny sprinkle of salt, a little tiny sprinkle of black pepper, a squeeze of lime juice, got my lime juice, and a little sprinkling of chipotle chili flakes, just for some added excitement. That's these things here. Just the dried chilies, just to give it a little bit of spice, because it's yummy. And I think the only other things I'm going to put on are cheese and, not into the guacamole, cheese and fake sour cream that we've got. And I think that's it. Alright, so this is what you want your cooked down beans to kind of look like. You want them to be quite thick, so that when you put them in a burrito they're not going to just leak everywhere and dribble. So there you go. They look quite delicious, they smell good. Now all I've got to do is heat up the rice and the breads, which are over here. All these little mini ones. There's still kind of a bread shortage in the shops, but we managed to get mini tortillas. And some off-brand Uncle Ben's Mexican rice. So yeah, ready to go. We're all done here. The beans are sitting on top of some of this oat-based creme fraiche. So there's the beans and rice, and I've got cheese on top of that, and then my guacamole. Ready to go. I hate the light in this room because it makes me look like I have the biggest eye bags in the whole world. They're not lit. If I go like this, look at that. Now I look fine. I'm going to keep my arm here. This is how I want to be portrayed online, with this hand on top of my head. Anyway, yeah, this is silly. It's going to look crap. It's the end of the day, it's night time. I finished my video. I've just spent the evening phoning family, so I phoned my granny and spoke to her for ages. And then I phoned my cousin Harry, spoke to him for a while, and it's just nice to catch up with everyone. But yeah, I already did lots of speaking about everything that's going on early in the video, so I'm going to keep it kind of short today. There has been lots of talk about medical cures and stuff, different type of drugs that might help. We had the biggest death toll in one day in the UK. It was over 500 in one day, which is, you know, getting really massive. We're getting closer and closer to the level that it got in Italy when it was really bad. Things in Italy have started to flatten out now, which is good. Yeah, so I think we're approaching the peak of it. It's happening faster than we thought it would. So it might be only a few more weeks until things start to improve. So I'm hopeful. I'm trying to stay optimistic about it. But yeah, anyway, that's me for this 2 days. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll come back and speak to you again in another couple of days. Bye bye!